I want to share with you guys how I made 100 grand on this last flip. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? You guys know I love flipping real estate. Absolutely one of my favorite strategies in real estate. Usually I say it's better meant for savvy investors. However, if you're a newbie, you can learn a lot from this video and you can flip real estate too if you know the strategies. All right, so number one, how did I make 100 grand on this flip? Number one, and the most important way to make money, period, when flipping real estate is I got it under market value. So you guys know the saying with real estate, buy low, sell high, right? Buy low, sell high. That's the whole thing with flipping real estate, especially. Now, like I always say, with rental properties, if you overpay a little bit because you're newer or you just didn't know or the market changed or you over renovated or something went wrong, no big deal, really. You can just hold the property as long as it's in a good area, which we always do. If it's in a good area, you can just hold the property another year, another 2 or 3 years, maybe longer than you were anticipating. And I guarantee almost always, if you're in North America, you will make money at the end of it when you sell it in year 5, 7, 8. You're gonna make a ton of money. So it doesn't matter. You can make all your mistakes in the rental property section of real estate. With the flipping, dude, you gotta be on the money or fairly close to the money. Number one, most importantly, you gotta get it under market value. So how do we even do that? I think I got it later in this. No, I'm gonna talk about it right now because I don't have it. Comes down to marketing direct with the seller. So how do you find these deals? It is definitely not on MLS, not these days in North America. MLS is too expensive. Fantastic for rental properties, like I said, because we can pay market value for those. We can even pay a little more if we want the right property in the right area and we just want it because we know it's gonna grow over the 10 years. With the flipping, it's gotta be low. So we go direct to seller, we do all the marketing that you guys probably already know, flyers, Facebook ads, Google ads, we do it all. And we get sellers to contact us and go, hey, I saw your ad, I wanna sell this piece of shit house right now, come over and buy it. So we do, okay, so that's pretty much how it works. So we get it under market value because they're motivated. Now, the formula you wanna use that I use on every single property, and if you watch my videos, you probably know exactly what's coming up, but it's so important, I cover it every time. So we take the after repair value, ARV is a real estate term. So how much is the house gonna be worth when we're done pimping it out and it looks amazing? How much is it gonna be worth then? We know this number before we even go see the house. So after repair value times 80% minus renos equals max price. We're getting to some fucking Einstein formula shit. No, I'm kidding, it's easy. All right, so how does this work in real life? Because you're probably like, Matt, what the hell are you talking about? Let's say the house is gonna be worth 600 grand when we're done with it and it looks sweet. Okay, we're gonna times that number by 80%. Now, why that? We're taking 20% out of the deal immediately. Why? 10% or so is gonna go to financing costs, 2% is gonna go to like holding costs, and 3% will go to other hidden costs of selling or whatever. And we wanna net 5%, ideally. We wanna net 5% of the 600K. So, but we haven't renovated the house yet, have we? So we still gotta renovate it. So we're gonna take this number, we're gonna subtract the reno. Now, my typical reno for a single family house is 80 grand. I'll put that in brackets. Also, 600K times 80% is 480. I do this so often because the houses are all the same in my area. So 480 minus the 80K to reno equals, you can do easy math, 400K. For example, on this example, the max I could pay is 400 grand for a house I know is gonna be worth 600 grand with an 80K budget. If you follow this formula and punch these numbers in every time before you make an offer, before you buy a house for a flip, I can almost guarantee if it's in a good area and you're true on your renovation numbers, you're gonna make money almost every single time, okay? So how else we got this deal under market value is this seller was a single woman, so she could leave everything behind. So this is how we get the deals, really. We do the easy stuff. We'll buy as is, cash, no conditions, all the stuff you guys know that, you know, home flippers or wholesalers do. But what we love to do as well is you can leave everything behind. And her house was full of crap, literally floor to ceiling. She left the whole house. And we said, cool, that's what we do for the right price. So just get your purse, get whatever you want on closing day, just leave. We'll take care of everything else. That's how we get the majority of our deals. Sellers love this service and they'll let us buy it so far under market value. And by the way, they know full well. It's not like we're taking advantage and pulling the wool under their eyes and like lying to them. Sellers aren't stupid. They know what the market is. They know their neighbor just sold for 500, but they're gonna sell it to me for 400 because yes, their house is pretty messed up. They can leave all the stuff behind and we'll just close anytime they want. 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, I don't care. For the ease, they're gonna sell it to us for 400, even though the neighbor sold for 500, and they know that. They're not stupid, they know that, but they don't care, okay? So that's how we made so much money on this deal, is because we got so far under market value and we showed her, or we gave her such an easy transition. Number 3, why we made so much is the reason, or the main strategy we do is to flip to millennials. So my generation, so which is generally what that means is a starter home. So this house was a townhouse. Obviously it's an entry-level house. So younger people are gonna want it, which means a lot of people are gonna want it. So that's why we flip lower priced homes. Ideally, when we do our marketing and a lead comes in, they're like, yeah, I live in a townhouse. I'm like, yes. I feel like I live in a semi-detached. Yes. I feel like I live in a 4,000 square foot house. I'm like, not really interested because the market is too slow up there. I wanna be buying and selling houses down here because why? You have so many more people to sell to. You can sell to young millennials, which is my favorite type because they like frilly things and they like their house to look amazing, which I'll get into in a sec. Or I can get people who are downsizing. Maybe something's going on in their life. They're selling their detached house like this and they're gonna downsize to a townhouse. I can also get them to buy my house. So everybody wants a starter house. So that's why I love flipping that. But how we got it such a good price is we knew our market was gonna be a millennial. So, or like 99%, because it was a starter house. So we did, I'm gonna put color schemes. What that means is I'm really focusing on the design. So this design of this house was obviously light and airy. I'm not even gonna write this down anymore because you can't read that. It was light and airy, which made the space feel bigger because it's a small little townhouse, but when they walk in there, it feels great. It's nice and modern. It flows throughout. This house was obviously had a designer, which is my wife, Rachel. So you can tell that it's not just some normal shitty Home Depot flip. This house was like elevated, especially for the price range we were selling it in. So people walking in can see that. Like the taps are all, they go with the tile and the backsplash. The fucking floor was a marble floor, dude, which is my next thing. We added some luxury. I'll just put some luxe. We added some luxury finishes like gold taps, black taps, what we normally do. Like I said, the Carrara marble on the bathroom floor, the Carrara marble on the backsplash. We could have went with a shitty Home Depot subway tile, which is what a lot of flippers do, but our houses never sit on the market more than 7 days. Never. Because it looks incredible. It looks like it was designed and it had intention to it, and it definitely was. So these millennials walked in there, and in fact, the buyer was, I think they were like 25, 26, a young couple just starting their life. They were saying, they even wrote a nice little fancy cover letter. Please let me have the house because of this. It was a nice letter. They wanted the house, dude. We have multiple offers, which were all probably young millennials. So the whole thing is you wanna know who your market is. Who is gonna buy this house? For example, when we flip a more old century house, it's probably gonna be someone who enjoys the eclectic nature of old century homes. So when we flip those kind of houses, we add more, we're basically refurbishing the house rather than flipping it. We're kind of bringing it back to the old times, but with new materials so it looks nice and clean. So it just depends. Who's gonna buy this house and what style do they like? And that's how I'm gonna renovate it. Most people don't do that. Like I said, they just go to Home Depot. What's the cheapest kitchen cabinets you got? What's the cheapest countertop? And I'm gonna do subway tile backsplash because it's easy. Well, that's how you get shitty flips. And you might only make 20 grand, 30 grand. They sit on the market for a little bit. Ours, like I said, never, because we add luxury little touches to it. We add quartz countertops. I could have did a laminate countertop. Most flippers do laminate countertops. I spent the other $1,500 to make it quartz because I'm gonna get 5 grand back. Because a millennial walking into this cheap townhouse goes, oh my God, they even have quartz countertops? I need this house. And then when offers start coming in, they go, fuck you, I'm gonna pay more because I need this house. And that's what you want. You want a bidding war in your properties. Last but not least, we stage the house. Pretty much the most important thing when flipping real estate is to stage your house. Me being a realtor, specializing with investors as well, I sell a lot of flips for my fellow friends and clients and flippers, and a lot of them don't stage. And the house sits and sits longer than it should. Sometimes not that long, sometimes way too long. But the thing is that we as flippers and real estate investors, we can see things in our mind. We can renovate a house and it looks awesome and we can go, okay, I would put the kitchen here, or I would put the couch here, the TV here, whatever, because we're visionaries. We're used to seeing things in our mind. The average Joe buyer, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea how to design, style. They can't see things, because when you walk, had a puberty attack. When you walk in there and the house is empty and you're like, what am I gonna do with this space? I get it, it looks great, but like, what am I gonna do? You need to force feed the design onto your buyers. Here's where the living room's gonna go, Mr. Buyer. Here is where your kids are gonna sit at this countertop, and we'll stage it maybe with like an iPad or a Alexa or Google Home or whatever. We'll put that on the counter so they can envision like, oh my God, could you imagine the kids sitting at the island in the morning, eating breakfast, and then when they go upstairs, mom and dad go upstairs and there's a nice soaker tub and they go, oh my God, could you just imagine having wine? We'll put a wine bottle on the side of it, right? Having wine and cheese, and is that a thing? People eat wine and cheese in the tub? I don't know, dude. But like, we do all those kind of things to make it swanky and cool, to make people picture what life could be like if they lived in a fruitful house. And then they pay the big bucks and we make the money. All right, guys, if you like this video, if you learned anything, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm, and hit that subscribe button so we can see more of each other. I'll see you in the next video.